Hey, Alex Simpson here with Oates Specialties. And today we're going to talk about my college catching experience, some things that I did, some things that I wish I would have done, and just some things that I can maybe do different or give some advice to some younger athletes out there. So things I did and things that I thought I did well throughout my college experience was foam roll, ladders, and jump rope. I always tried to do that on my off days or try to any day opportunity I really could get the chance. I tried to get about 1,000 jump rope skips a day, which sounds like a lot, but in reality, it's not that bad. Just anything to help me get a little bit quicker from being a catcher behind the plate. Some things that I wish I would have done. Taking my warm ups a little bit more seriously. Something as simple as that can really help take your game to the next level, whether you're in the weight room or on the field. In the weight room for me, it was usually after 3 or 4 hour practice. We had our weight session was at night, and so I just kind of go through the motions, and I wouldn't even break a sweat before our first lift or our first training session. And I didn't have my body properly prepared to take on that kind of force. And on the field too, a lot of games. My junior year, I was used late as a defensive replacement. Um, I would go work out with the pitcher in the bullpen. I'd take 5 or 6 throws, do some body squats, but nothing too seriously as far as warming up. And that leads me to my next point, arm care. In one of those games, because I didn't take myself seriously, I didn't warm up like I should have. I actually strained my rotator cuff, and I was out for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And if I would have just taken my warm up a little more seriously, got the blood flowing, I think I could have prevented that. Another thing I wish I would have done, hip and ankle mobility. As a catcher, we're always squatting. We're constantly squatting, moving positions, and getting in some funky positions behind the plate. A lot of times in the 6th or 7th inning, I would be sore, honestly, in my hip area, and I kind of wouldn't be able to move as well as I could have for the rest of the game. So I think that could have helped out a lot also. In here, on off days, on a lot of our off days, I still like to go lift, but being a college student, I just went in there and did arms a lot. And yeah, it's what everyone likes to do. It's your favorite thing, but more seriously, I wish I would have done some more explosive, some more rotational work, stuff that could have helped me out on the field. I wish I would have stretched. Again, something that's super simple, but something that can help out a lot of athletes, especially when you're trying to be more mobile, you're trying to become faster, you're trying to be a little bit quicker on the bases. Recover. A lot of times I didn't allow my body to properly recover. And yeah, I wasn't able, the next day I would be sore. The next day I would, not be able to move as well. And if I would have just allowed my body a little bit more time for recovery, I think I could have really prevented some of that stuff. Another thing on my off days, I would like to do a lot more single leg work, whether it's jumps, lunges, anything, because when you really break down baseball, to me, it's a single leg sport. Whether you're throwing and driving off one leg or you're hitting off one leg, it's a one-legged sport to me. So if I could have taken the time to develop some of those muscles in that back leg or whichever leg, or whether you're a lefty or a righty, to develop some of that leg power, to develop more strength, I feel like I could have been a little bit better out there. Game days. I always lifted before every game. I tried to get to the clubhouse, to the locker room about an hour early. I'd go in the weight room, and like I said earlier about my off days, I would go do arms, kind of have a feel-good session. But I think what would have really helped me out more if I went into the weight room and did some mobility work, did some of this stuff, the explosive work, stuff that could have helped me for that day. In our schedule, I know all the schedules are a little bit different, but downtime after batting practice. So we would go out for batting practice about 2 hours earlier before the game if we were the home team, and we'd take batting practice. I'd get my body way up there, like I'd be warmed up, ready to play, and then we'd have about 45 minutes to an hour where we could go eat, go stretch, go to the training room, or just sit in a locker room. And a lot of times I would just go sit in a locker room. And so that I'd be up here, and I'd take the hour off and get my body back down here, and then we'd go back out there for the game, and it'd be a really quick ramp up. We didn't have the time to run through team stretches like we did. And I would jump right into throwing and then in and out, and then the game would be starting, and I'm still kind of sluggish because I was fluctuating so much. So for downtime after batting practice, I wish I would have moved, maybe gotten a heating pad, just something to keep the blood flowing throughout the body. Post-game recovery. After games, it's natural. You're going to want to go eat with your friends, your family, they're all going to be there. But I wish I would have taken the 15, 20 minutes, that might even be a lot, 10 minutes to go to the training room after. Get a heating pad, go through a little post game recovery session with my trainer, and then my body would thank me the next day. A lot of times after the game, I'd be in such a rush to go eat with my family or my friends that I wouldn't recover, and the next day I'd go to catch 9 innings and I'd be sore and it'd be a tough time back there. Some tools that I think could have really helped me personally, the shoulder tube. The shoulder tube brings me back to this point about taking my warm ups more seriously. It's just a great tool that can quickly warm your shoulder up, warm your body up, and get you going. It's also a great recovery tool. The throwing club and connection ball I would have used together, and I think that could have helped clean up some mechanical inefficiencies that I had in my throwing motion, and I think it could have helped me out a long way as far as preventing injury. So this is Alex Simpson with Oates Specialties. Thank you.